China is at it again, and why should it surprise us at all? Does anyone want to jump in my DeLorean for a minute? Hang on while I adjust the flux capacitor. Now join me as we take a brief stroll down memory lane. Remember Finn being shrunk on the Force Awakens poster?
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Remember those camps they built? You know, the ones that people go to when they need to learn how to, shall we say, think harder? Yep. Those camps. The very same camps that mistakenly appeared in a live-action version of Mulan. And the lead actress, Liu Yifei, I don't know, throwing her support behind the oppressive government, much to the chagrin of Disney, I'm sure.
You don't fucking talk to me like that!
This brings us to the topic of this video. Disney is going to be held over the proverbial barrel by China again. And there's no telling if there's any Vaseline in play.
With no Vaseline.
Based upon what this article from comicbook.com says, there is a distinct possibility that Disney might be deprived of those sweet, sweet communist dollars. And we all know how Disney loves pandering to their Chinese overlords.
Who's the asshole?
Marvel's Shang-Chi and The Eternals movies are having their release dates in China called into question. That doubt stems from a report on China's movie channel CCTV6, which did a feature on the upcoming Marvel Cinematic Universe Phase 4 slate of films. According to reports from those who saw the report, that's kind of redundant, isn't it? The CCTV6 discussed 10 upcoming MCU projects, but did not mention either Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings or The Eternals. That omission is being attributed to possible plans for China to censor both Marvel films from release in the region. CCTV6 is controlled by the Chinese propaganda department, which regulates the films that do and do not get released.
Which one of you decided to go and start bad-mouthing the Chinese government?
China is a notoriously fickle, if not lucrative, market that the U.S. entertainment industry has been desperately trying to crack in the last decade or so. In fact, the often dichotomous relationship between U.S. companies with moral and or family-friendly images, like Disney, and the often controversial authoritarian tendencies of the Chinese government have become an increasingly hot topic of debate. South Park brought the issue to mainstream stage in its 2019 episode, Banned in China, which went straight at Disney, Marvel, and other studios for angling the Chinese market, amidst all kinds of accusation of human rights violations by the Chinese government.
The Chinese seem to exploit their own people with forced labor.
Shut the fuck up, Thor!
In recent years, Marvel movies have had to bend in order to stake a claim in the highly valuable Chinese market. Doctor Strange is thought to have recast the Ancient One as Tilda Swinton, in a large part because the original Tibetan version of the character from the comics would have upset China.
Have you ever seen anything like this, Pat?
Fox's Deadpool was banned from China for its gratuitous violence, while Logan had to be edited down to appease Chinese censors.
You serious?
It's not hard to imagine that something about the Eternals' diverse cast, director, or fantastical story about
Gay!
how humanity and the world were shaped by super beings rubbing the Chinese government the wrong way.
I don't suppose they'll have any problems seeing the ball with their big American eyes.
The fact that Shang-Chi, Marvel's first Asian-led blockbuster, may not open in China is a much bigger problem. It may be interesting to see if Marvel Studios makes move to secure that market.
Good thing they had those big eyes so that they don't have to rely on that amazing American intellect.
In a report on the Marvel Cinematic Universe's Phase 4 films, the CCTV6 China movie channel aired a list of the U.S. release dates for the 8 of the 10 scheduled titles, but conspicuously left out The Eternals and Shang-Chi. After Black Widow, which hit the U.S. July 9th, they are the next two MCU films slated in the lineup, releasing in North America on September 3rd and November 5th, respectively. The omission might seem small, but its significance lies in its provenance. The channel is under the jurisdiction of China's powerful propaganda department, which has the final word on film approvals.
I haven't seen an American die like that since Abraham Lincoln. Dude, that is not cool.
So what do you think, folks? Do you think that Disney will further toe the line for a country that cares so little about human rights and fair treatment of its citizens? Oh, virtuous Disney and their global monopoly on entertainment and media.
And if the Chinese don't want you, then I don't either.
News and everything in between. The same Disney that shamelessly panders to any group that gets a month designated to them and then promptly forgets about them when their 30-day window closes and another one opens. But what do I know?
You little piece of shit!